Alright, here we are with a question about t-distribution. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use Excel for this. So if you've noticed here, this says consider a t-distribution with 21 degrees of freedom. It says compute the probability given that the t-value is between negative 1.95 and 1.95. And then they want you to round your answer to at least 3 decimal places. So just real quick, let me give you a diagram to give you a visual of what this would look like. And so imagine, if you would, any distribution, a t-distribution. I do this in black ink. Alright, so here's your t-distribution, and you've got a negative 1.95 value here and a positive 1.95 value here. These are t-distribution values, kind of like a z, but instead is a t. So what they're asking you for is what is the percentage of values that are in here. And as you can see, your 1.95 is going to be a significant amount of in terms of percentage. So what you want to do in this case, and if you notice here, in the first one I did the positive 1.95, so I did t.dist 1.95 comma 21, which is the degrees of freedom, comma true, and I hit enter, and it gave me that area. The next value I did was the same thing in the next cell, except this time I did t.dist, I did negative 1.95 comma 21 comma true, and I got this value. So the value in between is 0.935, and that is what you should be answering in this box right here. So basically 3 decimals, that's your answer. It's the equivalent of 93.5%. Everything else is split directly in half over here on this side of the tails. Now the other question says consider a t-distribution with 10 degrees of freedom. Find the value c, so in other words they're asking you to find the t value, they call it c, such that the probability of this value less than or equal to c. So in other words they're saying this value is going to be less than or equal to this cutoff. So if I have a cutoff, let's call it c, I'm at 10% over here. So you're looking at less than for a value. So if that is the case, then what we're going to do again is we're going to pop open Excel. And notice here I'm using, because they gave me the area, I'm going to use t.inverse, and I'm going to put 0.1 because they're telling me that it's 0.1 here. And then it should be 10 degrees of freedom. So let me go back, t.inverse. So you click t equals t.inverse, double click. So we're going to put in 0.10 for probability, comma 10 degrees of freedom, and enter. And notice that the value is a t value of negative 1.372. It looks like they want 3 decimal places, so that's what your answer is going to be, negative 1.372.